Hi BooTube. It is currently my lunch right now. I think I have like half an hour left. Oh god. Psych. Anyway, this is gonna be my reaction rant to Supergirl episode. I forgot which episode, but I know it's season 3, and it's called Dark Side of the Moon. If I remember correctly, we last left off with Mon-El and Kara heading toward what seemed to be a meteorite containing what appears to be some sort of black rock that one cult had. Remember that one cult that was obsessed with Kara and Supergirl and Krypton and everything? Yeah, they had a black rock. Oh my god, not stable at all. They had a black rock, and they were planning to use the rock to actually turn one of their own, their new leader, into another world killer. And so Lena and Wynn managed to track down more of this black rock on what seems to be a meteor nearby. And they fly to it, and at the same time Alex is being targeted from apparently a person who seems to be someone she captured a long time ago when she was 17. And God, I'm trying to remember shit. But anyway, if I remember correctly, Kara finds out that not only does this asteroid have the black rock, and apparently there's a whole city on there. And when they show up to the place, God, what the hell happened? Kara and Mon-El gets disguises because, you know, they're being chased down by what looks like caretaker robots. If you guys remember, Kal-El had a very similar caretaker robot in the Fortress of Solitude. You remember Superman? Yeah? I believe Kara accidentally broke that sucker. Remember that guy? But anyway, pretty much gave you a big hint on where they were just by the robot caretakers. But anyway, they got closer and closer to where they're getting the signature of the rock, only to be like surrounded again by these robots. And before that, though, Kara finds out that the little city that they're on is not just a surviving city, it's a surviving city from her own planet. It is actually Argo City, and if you guys have read the comics, Argo City is very well known, and my prediction in the last video was actually correct. So, pats on back. But anyway, I'm sorry, it's, I've been feeling kind of sickish again lately, and this weather does not help. Like, I could be wearing, like, a tube top and booty shorts, and for some reason my body still can't take the heat. It really can't. I could dip myself in cold water, but the moment I get out of that cold water, death with my body. It's just sad. But anyway, yeah, she finds out it's Argo City, the only remaining part, the only living remaining part of Krypton besides her and her own cousin. And of course, you know, the world killers. Anyway, if I remember correctly also, Kara finds out her mother's alive because her and Mon-El get surrounded by more of those caretaker bots. And lo and behold, the person that tells those caretaker bots to stand down is her actual mother. And so, Kara actually asked if she could speak to the High Council because she needs to get some of this black rock. Because apparently, Argo City is using this black rock to pretty much sustain themselves there. Sustain Argo City on that little, you know, little meteorite thing, right? And, at the same time, we're trying to track down Alex's supposed stalker killer person who apparently attempted a second attempt on assassinating her. And so what Jean does is he poses as her to try to get him off her trail, but still manages to track down Alex. And the interesting part is the fact that this guy managed to track her down the first time while she was hanging out with Ruby. Because remember, with Rain around, Ruby has no parental to watch over her, so naturally Alex took the role. But anyway, I don't remember much about the Alex thing. I just remember that Jean posed as Alex to try to like throw the guy off her trail, but still went after the real Alex. And shoot, that's pretty much all I remember from the Alex thing. But I do remember that Kara managed to convince the High Council to give them just at least a small amount of that black rock to defeat Rain. And I also remember that actually one of the High Council members is actually one of those Dark Priestess ladies. I forgot which one, but one of them is. And Mon-El and Kara managed to get there on time because right when they got there, Rain, you remember during the episode where she was trapped by Lena, she was starting to get slightly immune to the kryptonite. And on perfect timing too, because right when she was pretty much immune to the kryptonite and broke out of her cell to attack, Kara and Mon-El showed up. So it was an interesting episode. The fact that freaking Kara's mother is alive. I do not remember any adaptation besides this one that actually has any of Kara's parents alive, quite honestly. I know of several adaptations that show Argo City being alive somehow, somewhere, like somehow managed to break away from Krypton when it exploded and survived. I've seen that for Argo City, but I have never really, I don't remember any adaptations before the show that actually has a living parent to Kara Zor-El. So this is interesting. It's quite interesting. Like I said, I don't remember any, I don't remember any adaptations before this show having any of Kara's parents alive. So it's a very interesting interpretation, but I have a very dark feeling it's not going to turn out well if that's the case, because like I said, I don't remember there ever being any of Kara's parents being alive in any adaptation besides this show. So if that's the case, I'm kind of scared to think that there might be a sacrifice moment with the mom. I'm just saying, like, if they manage to keep one of her parents alive, there must be a reason. And I think that reason was to possibly, like, tug at our heartstrings when they kill her off or something. And it's like, what the hell? Right? So, yeah. I'm highly curious. Very, very curious. But anyway, if you guys remember what else happened with the Alex thing, please let me know, because that's all I remember, and I feel kind of bad about that. But yeah, and also, if you guys remember the name of that one council lady that's actually one of the Dark Priestesses that, you know, created Rain, let me know her name. I forgot. But I know one of the council ladies happens to be one of the Dark Priestesses involving with Rain. So yeah, that is Dark Side of the Moon. And I know for a fact, I think the episode Not in Kansas definitely showed. I believe it showed, so I'm gonna watch that. But in the meantime, I'm going to do catch up with The Flash and Arrow, because I know they already had their season finale recently. I can't talk. But recently, The Flash and Arrow had their season finales. Legends of Tomorrow had their season finale ages ago. Same goes for Black Lightning, and I'll get those soon. But I'm going to do catch up with The Flash and Arrow. And once I'm caught up with that, once I caught up with that, those two will be done. And then I'm going to play catch up with Supergirl, because I know at least the next episode, which is Not in Kansas, already premiered. I'm going to do catch up on that. And then I'll work on Legends. But I'm definitely going to knock out The Flash and Arrow first. And then I'll work on Legends and Black Lightning. And then Supergirl will most likely be last. But if Supergirl, I had to do catch up with Supergirl, then most likely I'll get Flash and Arrow first, then Supergirl, and then I'll work on Legends and Black Lightning, because yeah, they've been done for a while. But anyway, goodbye. I love you. See you later, BootTube, for Flash and Arrow.